What up? What up? What up? Good morning. Happy Monday, guys. I am sitting in the lab getting ready to get the day started. It is a beautiful Monday. While today is the 22nd, we are going to be going over the 20th and the 21st, catching up from the weekend, and then I'll do the 22nd sometime later today. Quick note, right? If you're watching this, quick note, let me just make sure my volume is working. Yep, volume is working. So quick note, tonight, 7 p.m. right here, same bat time, same bat channel, I will be hosting a live Zoom for Florida PGF for anybody who wants to jump on. It'll be a Meet the Director session. So if you want information about Florida PGF, you've played with us before, maybe you've never played with us before, whatever your deal is, we want you to come out tonight, January 22nd at 7 p.m., and we're going to talk about Florida PGF, our events, our camps, our clinics, what we've got going on in Jacksonville, in Lake City, all kinds of fun stuff. But today, January 20th, just taking a few minutes to talk about January 20th because I want to get deep into yesterday, the 21st. And if you're just catching up, I am doing a leadership series just about every day. Missed a couple days here and there, but we go back and do them just about every single day. We are doing a leadership series for my book. And the book is Maxwell Daily Reading, Maxwell Daily Reader. So if you're on the drive to work, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Try to stay very consistent with these. So January 20th, it says develop relationships before starting out your relationship, before you start doing business. Leaders often make common mistakes of trying to lead others before they develop relationships with them. And, you know, in the military, this happened a lot. In the Navy, you would transfer, you would, move on a Friday. You would have a couple of weeks of leave to get acclimated and get situated. And then literally that Monday, you would check in, and if you were put in as the LPO, leading petty officer, LCPO, leading chief petty officer, you had a typical turnover period of sometimes no days, sometimes a few days, sometimes 2 weeks. It just depended on the situation you were being transferred into, but you had to come and lead those people from day one. So getting to know your people before you try to get them to do things for you. Ask them to share their story with you, their journey so far. Find out what makes them tick, their strengths, their weaknesses, their temperaments. Spend some time with them outside their environment where you typically see them. This is called team building, right? If you're in a work center, if you work for somebody else, if you're in the military, maybe you're a leader doing it yourself. It's called team building, right? And that team building process is just that. I'm outside of the normal environment. In softball, it's literally called team building, right? You'll be on the field, you'll practice, you'll be on the field, you'll practice, you'll play, you'll be on the field, tournaments, practice, you'll play. And then what do? You have a Sunday at somebody's house. You have a Sunday out on the, at the park, at Topgolf, at a bowling alley, whatever. You're doing things outside of that team environment so that you can get to know people. You can have time for that small talk. You can get to learn about them. You can tell them about you, and you can start to build that trust. That's all part of the forming process of team building. Storming, forming, norming, the team building process. Well, the getting to know your people, getting to know who they are, what they value, what their temperaments are, how they react, whether it's good to be with them, bad to be. All of these things is built up during the forming process. So get out of your normal environment today with someone you lead. Think about that. Take a minute, right? And think, when is the last time you did something either with your team, with your coworkers, with the people that you lead, with the people that you're, that are working for you, whatever your situation is. When's the last time you got out of your normal work environment? When's the last time you did something to where you could catch up with others and learn about them in order to better take care of them, right? And then it closes, it says it'll develop your relationship in ways it hasn't before. It will help you grow. If all you ever know is what people do for you, and you don't take the time to figure out who they are outside of that work environment or outside of that team environment or outside of, what you're doing every single day, you never have a full opportunity to really figure out who those people are and how you can better relate to them, better serve them, better help them, and just make your overall experience better. So there it is. Develop relationships before starting out. Before you decide to lead, find out what your people need. Before you decide to just tell everybody what to do, find out what your people have been through. Before you just tell everybody where to go, figure out what it is you don't know. Because the better you know your people, the more you know their story, the more you know their wants, their needs. Again, it all goes back to that leadership gap. You're a leader who wants your people up here. Well, if you don't know your people and you're not familiar with your people, you don't have an opportunity to close that gap to make them rise, bring them up, and make everything in your situation better. So this week, right, I challenge you, find a moment where you can get out of the normal environment and go take care of your people. Find a moment where you can get out of your normal 9 to 5 and figure out who's around you. If you're a coach on a softball team, find a moment where you can talk to your team individually. Right? What are these players going through? What are these families going through? We used to have information sessions with our family, group sessions. I used to, talk to the players individually. And if there was a concern, we used to get with the families individually. You have to. Things change. People cycle. Things in the environment change. So you need to develop relationships, not only before starting out, but continually along your journey. Does that make sense? All right, I'm going to hit the intro again, and now we're going to start January 21st. There we go, little split up. January 21st, the value of time. Man, I want to spend a few minutes talking about this, the value of time. If you can read that, hit your screen with a pause and read that. Are the tasks on today's agenda worthy of your life? Time. The one thing you can't get back, guys, time. Right? You can make more money. You can say I'm sorry. You can hang out with somebody tomorrow as long as you don't run out of time. But time is the one thing we can't get back. I'm going to read this, man. Time is valuable. Psychiatrist and author M. Scott Peck said, until you value yourself, you won't value your time. Until you value your time, you will not do anything with it. Listen to that, boy. Until you value yourself. Hashtag 60 for me. Until you value yourself, you won't value your time. Until you value yourself, you will not value your time. And until you value time, you will not do anything with it. Man, time goes by quick, man. It goes by quick. I posted a picture this morning of my son, 7 years old, at a car race for Boy Scouts, stock car race, where we made the little car out of wood with the weights and it goes down the little ramp, right? Like, time is gone. That time is gone. That time is gone. And you will not get that time back, right? Like, if I could probably build a stock car today to get my son and go do it, but that's not the same, right? When he's 7, the joy in his eyes, the magic in his eyes, the excitement of winning, the, just being dad's, best friend and hero, and him being my little guy. And, he's still all of those things, but the things that we're going to do now in this moment in time are different than the things we did when he was 7. So now I'm trying to enjoy this time, right? I sat here. What's funny is I sat here and I read this the other day, and I felt like I was running out of time, and I booked my son a deep sea fishing trip for this upcoming Sunday, him and I, because you run out of time, man. You run out of opportunities to be able to do the things that you want to do because you're so bogged down with work, routine, work, routine, work, routine, work, routine, father, mother, sister, brother, work, routine. Come on, man. It says in What to Do Between Birth and Death, Charles Spezzano says that people don't pay for things with money. They pay for them with time. Right? We work all day for money. And it's true. We have to pay our bills. We have to take care of life. We have to pay for the life that we've built. But I'm trying to get my point across today that all of that's great. You just don't get back time. Time is lost. Once it's spent, right now, this time I'm spending with you at 8:40 in the morning to put this message out about time, I won't get this time back. This is my value in this time to relay a message about time. It says they pay for it with time. If you say to yourself in 5 years, I'll have to put enough away to buy a vacation house, then what you're really saying is that house will cost you 5 years, 1/12 of your adult life. The phrase spending your time is not a metaphor. It's how life works. You're literally spending your time. You get one spin around this rock. And if we're lucky like my grandmother, who's 87 years old and been able to live a full, complete, struggling, hard, but full, complete life with a lot of time, or we're like my 21-year-old sister who didn't make it past her 21st year and passed away in 2004, and she thought she had all the time in the world. Your time is limited on this earth. So what you do with it is precious, and it costs you value every single day. So what are you going to do with that time? You're going to sit on the couch and watch TV? You're going to let it pass you by complaining about what you don't have in life? You're going to use that time to get smarter, to get more educated, to become more emotional, to become more focused, to become more centered on your family, on your own personal goals, on your children, on your spouse, on yourself. Wait a minute. Don't be selfish with your time and use it for yourself. Holy cow, why would we ever want to do that? You have to. Otherwise, you don't have as much time. If you're not prioritizing your time, you don't have as much time. Everybody says, I'm busy. But you're not busy. You don't track your time. You don't process your hours. You don't have a plan or a process for that time. And it's going by quick. And you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to have less time. 5 minutes from now, 5 minutes will be gone and that time will have passed. How much time do you spend sitting in the same house with the people you love but don't talk to them? How much time do you spend sitting in the same room with the people you love, but everybody's doing this? And you're losing all of that time. It says instead of thinking about what you do and what you buy in terms of money, think about it in terms of time. Think about it. What is worth spending your life on? Seeing your work in that light may just change the way you rearrange your time. It says instead of thinking about what you do and what you buy in terms of money, think about it in time. How am I spending my time? Is this worth my time? Is this worth my value? Is this worth me going and doing it? If I don't do this, what else will I be doing with that time? If I'm not helping others, if I'm not progressing myself, if I'm not building up my family, if I'm not building up my team, if I'm not working towards securing my goals, my dreams, my team's goals, my team's dreams, my family's building process, if I'm not spending my time on that, what am I spending it on? I challenge you right now, think about it. Think about how you use your time. What are you doing from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed? Are you organized? Do you have a plan? Are your things in motion? Are you working on what you need to work on? Back and says, until you value yourself, you will not value your time. What are you doing for you? All right, here we go with the selfish talk again, right? What are you doing for you? Are you taking 1 hour a day for you? Are you taking 1 hour a day to get your mind right, to get educated, to think, to read, to write, to work on your weaknesses, your goals, the things that you want for yourself? Are you taking the other 23 hours a day and organizing your hours, what I'm doing every minute of every day? Are you taking that time to organize? And it can change, right? Things come up. The kid calls from school. The person that the dog got. Your plan can change, but how are you valuing, organizing, and putting together your time to show value for your life? To get you from where you are to where you want to be and strengthening that gap. It all starts with time. Time runs out. Time on the clock. Tick, 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 tick. Time's running out. You don't get today again tomorrow. You get tomorrow, and the day after that, tomorrow is gone. And the only thing in this timeline of your life you have is today. Because what if you don't make it out of today? How did you spend your time? I'm a little fired up today, man. I'm a little passionate about this word time. Because it runs out. You could literally wake up tomorrow and have an aneurysm and your time is gone. You could have a heart attack and your time is gone. You could be run over by a car and your time is gone. You could be a victim of somebody else who wasn't paying attention and your time is gone. So what are you going to do with that time today? What are you going to do to change your life, to change the life of those around you, to change the lives of those just inside your walls? How are you going to use your time to build relationships, to build progress, to build businesses, to build life, to build community, to build up yourself? How are you going to use that 1 hour a day, that time, that tick, 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 ticks on a clock and then it's gone? How today are you going to rise up and say, you know what, I'm tired of wasting time. I'm tired of being stuck in the same spot in time. I'm tired of not going anywhere else in this place and time. I'm tired of wasting my time. I need to build. I need to grow. I need to use time like ever before because it is always running out. Time is sand in an hourglass, and not every time do you get to re-flip the glass and get more time. Every one of us has an hourglass that each sand crystal is falling out of every single day, and eventually you will run out of the sand in that hourglass and you will have no more time. I'm not wasting mine. I'm trying to change myself. I'm trying to elevate my family. I'm trying to rise a community of people, multiple communities, right? Those who need help with their time, those who need help with their struggles, right? Those who need help advancing their children. That's what I'm using my time on. Self-improvement and making this time that we have on this rock as we spin around aimlessly more focused and more beautiful and better for the world. What are you doing with your time? All of us could use some guidance on how to better use our time, how to better be organized, how to live with the time that we have, knowing that we have no idea when it will be expired. You know, we live like we're going to live forever. How would you live if you knew exactly when your time was up? How would you live differently if you knew exactly when the clock would expire? If you knew when the last crystal fell out of your hourglass, how would you live differently? You know, Tim McGraw, live like you were dying. Right. How would you live differently if you knew the amount of time that you had? How would you treat people differently? How would you act? What would you do? Who would you love? What would you see if you knew when your time was going to expire? So today, are the tasks on today's agenda worthy of your life end time. As you get ready to start your workday, 10 minutes to 9, and you get ready to clock in for your time, how are you using your time? When you go home tonight, how will you use your time? From the 7 to 8 hour, jump on our Zoom and we'll talk more about time. But how will you use your time tonight? Will you tell your spouse, your loved one, that you love them? Will you spend focused time with your children? Will you call your parents and share with them what's going on? What will you do? Will you educate your team today? Will you do something to elevate somebody? Will you do something to get out of your normal environment today with somebody you lead? What will you do with your time? It's running out. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Every moment is a moment gained or a moment lost. That's it. You're producing or you're reducing. You're making or you're breaking. You're giving or you're taking. But all of that happens with your time. So today, change. Use your time differently. Use your time to tell somebody their value. Use your time to focus 1 hour a day on you. Use your time to focus the other 23 hours a day on your life, your world, your business, your people, your family, your children. Use your time in a calculated manner, because you can buy another Coke. You can get another sandwich. You can buy another car, you can work another job, you can do all of those things. But the time you're spending right now, boom, it's gone. We've been able to invent a lot of things, but a time machine ain't one of them. Time, baby. Time. It's the only thing in the world that is used and gone and never, ever, ever to be brought back. And 90% of the time, we regret how we use it. Man, I wish I had more time. Man, I wish I wouldn't have spent my time doing that. Man, if I only had more time with this person. Man, if I could only have just another moment. Man, don't live your life in regret of time. Don't live your life in regret of time. Don't live your life in regret of time. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Why didn't you? So that's it. That's a little bit of my time and what's on my mind. Okay? How you use your time is going to determine the rest of your life. So change how you use your time today. Get organized. Tell somebody you love them. Be intent with your time. Are the tasks on today's agenda worthy of your life? I love y'all, man. Hope y'all have a great day. Be careful how you use your time. It's the only thing we don't get back. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Hoops out.